Okay, this video tutorial looks at the mathematical strand of number and place value, and more specifically we're going to focus on how you go about rounding numbers. So let's have a look at the rules for rounding. So essentially we can round off numbers to a power of 10, alright, either by rounding the tens, hundreds or thousands, etc. And the rule is that the digit after the column being rounded, if that digit is less than 5, so if it's 0, 1, 2, 3 or 4, we round down. And if the digit after the column being rounded is 5 or more, or greater than 5, then we round up. Right? And we'll go through some examples in a minute. So let's have a look at some examples. First one says, what is 73 rounded to the nearest 10? Well, essentially what I need to do, I know the 7 is in the tens column, right? So I need to look at the digit next to it, which is a 3. I know that if 3 is 4 or less, I round down. So my answer is going to be 70. The next question said, what is 127 rounded to the nearest 10? Well, I know the tens column is the 2. Right, so I'm actually looking at the 7. I know 7 is 5 or more, so I round up. This gives me 130. My next question says, what is 584 rounded to the nearest 100? Well, I know the 5 is the 100 column, so I actually look at the 8. I know that's 5 or more, so I'm going to round up to 600. And my last question is, what is 3,254 rounded to the nearest 1,000? Well, the 1,000 column is the 3. Therefore, I'm going to look at the digit to the right, which is the 2. I know I round down with a 2, so my answer is 3,000. Here are some practice questions I'd like you to have a go at. Once you think you've got the answers, we'll go through them, but if you could pause the video, have a go at them, and then continue the video when you think you've got the right answers. Okay, so first question is, what is 156 rounded to the nearest 10? Well, I know the 5 is in the tens column, so I'm actually going to look at the 6 here, and that's going to determine if I round up or round down. We know that 6 is greater than 5, so this gives me a rounding up of 160. Next question, what is 985 rounded to the nearest 100? Well, here's my hundreds column. I'm then going to look at the 8. I know that the 8 causes me to round up. We'll round the 9 up to a 10, so this actually gives me an answer of 1,000. And what is 54,672 rounded to the nearest 1,000? Well, I'm looking at the 1,000 column, which is the 4. Then I'm going to focus on the digit to the right, which is the 6. Alright, 6 means we round up, so this becomes 55,000.